Hey guys, and welcome back to the low poly tree tutorial in Cinema 4D. So just going back to from where we left off, we're going to click on one of the faces here, and we're going to right click and choose let's see, bevel. So we're going to click and sort of bevel it out like so. So just click and drag on that polygon until you're happy with that, and if you look around you'll see that it sort of beveled it out and created a smaller polygon face in the middle there. So we're going to click on that polygon face, click on our selection tool, our move tool rather, and then we're going to extrude that out exactly like how we did before. Just going to move it up a little bit and a little bit to the side, just sort of experimenting with the size of the branch. We'll use the scale tool as well to scale the top face down a little bit, just to taper that branch there, give it that sort of tapered look. Just hopping back into Photoshop to see the silhouette of our tree, if it's following it slightly. So just going to move it back up, and then just continue to extrude the branch as you see fit. So just exactly the same sort of techniques as what we used before, using the scale tool again to taper the edge of the branch, moving it around as you normally would using the move tool, and then extruding it again, just creating an interesting silhouette to the branch. So you'll see that by sort of using the bevel tool that we did before has created a branch which is a lot thinner than our tree trunk. It's exactly the sort of thing that we were going for. And then just continually pushing it around, using the move tool to go around. I didn't quite like the look just then, so control Z to go back to where you were before, and just using the camera to move around the tree to see if it looks interesting, using the scale tool to taper the branch so that it's really small at the edge, at the end of the branch. And then what I'm going to do is just select the top polygon there and extrude that polygon there like so. So just going to move it around, use the scale tool again, taper the end, and with that polygon still selected, we're going to use the move tool and then just extrude it like so. Using the scale tool again, and then using the move tool, making sure that you look at all the angles of the tree so that the branches and the tree trunk are sort of moved in the right places. They're sort of weaving and winding around in the right sort of ways. And then we're going to select another polygon and extruding it out like so. So with this branch, it's sort of a continuation of the tree trunk, so it's going to be slightly thicker than the branch that we just created. So moving it around, moving the camera around to make sure that it's in the right place. Oh, didn't quite extrude it in the right way, so make sure that you're extruding the polygon out and not to the side, and then sort of taking it around, moving it up, and then as usual using the scale tool to taper the branch at the very end like so. So you'll notice that on some of the branches here I've left a sort of mini cube, and that's because I plan to extrude another branch from that cube. So it's not only does it sort of make the branch look a little bit more interesting, but it serves another purpose for making the branch look more interesting by extruding different bits out of it as well. So just continuing on experimenting with the shape of the branch here, moving the camera around, making sure that it's the right place, just sort of experimenting with bringing the branch back like so, and just moving it back, just seeing if I could bring that branch back to the center instead of moving too far away from the tree trunk. So now you can see I'm using that sort of cube, that mini cube in the center of the branch there, to extrude up and to create our next branch section, and then doing exactly the same sort of techniques as what we had before. Extrude the polygon out, and then using the scale tool to taper the branch like so. So now that we've got two branches coming out from our trunk, we'll do the last one. So selecting one of the polygon faces, extruding it out, checking the shape of it, using our scale tool, and then just looking around, using our move tool, and just trying to come up with an interesting shape for our low poly tree. So again, just making it another little cube there. I think I'm just gonna see if I can extrude it from a different side. Let's bring it back up. Just looking at our reference again. It's always good to hop back into Photoshop every now and then to check up on your sketch to see how much of your sketch you're following. You don't have to follow it exactly, but it does help you, give you an idea of how your tree should look like. So there you could just see that I used the rotation tool on one of the faces. So it works exactly the same as the move tool and the scale tool. You just click on the face and click on one of the sides and rotate it around, and that sort of helps dictate where your branches should move. So I'm just going to scale the face down again and see, using the rotation tool, tilting it slightly, and then just by extruding it up straight away, it's moving in the direction that the face or the polygon was facing. So I'm just going to extrude another branch here, constantly switching between the three tools, so the rotation tool, the move tool, and then the scale tool as well. So those are your three main tools that you'll be using when modeling this tree. So there you have it, your low poly tree trunk and some low poly tree branches. In the next lesson, we'll be looking at filling up those tree branches with some low poly leaves. See you guys then.